welcome to the American House on this beautiful sunny day in May. It's May 20th of 2021, and we have a nice group gathered here today to hear some stories of Burlington from Bob Davis. Born and raised here, born here 91 years ago. So he should have a lot of stories. So Bob, I can't wait to hear your stories, and because we want to know what made Burlington, what and who made Burlington what it is today. And you have experienced that and been a part of it. So basically, I want to know, you were born here, raised here. Where were your people from?
Local.
They were local,
Yeah.
and were they all born and raised here? Your dad was Ennis, and your mother?
Edith.
Edith, okay, Ennis and Edith.
Edith Harmon Davis.
Edith Harmon. Mm-hmm. Now, she was E-D-Y-T-H-E, no?
No.
Okay,
The other Edith Davis was.
okay. I knew one of them, one.
Yeah, my mother was E-D-I-T-H.
Okay. And what was the date of your birth? What month and day and year?
November 24th, 1929.
29, okay. All right, tell us about being a kid in Burlington back in the days of the recession.
The days of the recession.
Depression,
Yeah,
the 30s.
depression.
That was the depression, wasn't it?
Big recession.
Yeah, the big one. What are your memories as a child? And where did you live, and did you feel the depression?
Well, I was born on 4th Street up here, right back of the bank. The first house, it's been torn down now.
Well,
Jim Atkinson's lived there several
Okay.
years.
okay.
That's where I was born.
So you grew up right here in town?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then Dad bought the house up on Jackson Street when I was 3 years old.
Is that the one at the end of the street where the
Right.
Methodist Church, where you
Right.
turn into the Methodist
10th
Church?
Street.
You run right into it if you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on the right.
So your dad built that?
No, he bought it.
Oh, he bought it. Okay.
They did a lot of work to it and changed it, but the basic structure was still there.
All right. Okay. But you remember growing up on behind the bank building here?
No, moved away from there when I was 3.
Oh.
The only thing I can remember is crawling under that, had a raised porch about that high. And I remember crawling in there at least one time in the dirt.
Well, were you scared?
No.
Where did you move away to?
Well, up on Jackson Street
Oh,
at the
to
end.
Jackson. Okay, at 3.
Yeah,
At 3 years old.
End of 10th Street there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I really grew up.
Okay. Okay.
You know, at that age, I didn't know what a depression was. But I can look back now and I wonder how in the world my folks did it.
Right. Because what did your dad do living in town?
He and his brother had a garage and filling station here. It's where Todd's building is now, across from the
Okay.
Sonic Hall.
Garage and filling station.
What was your brother's name?
Pardon me?
Your brother's name?
Dick or Richard.
Mm-hmm.
But it was my dad and his brother, Paul, that had the garage.
Oh, okay. Well, then he had a way of making a living,
Oh yeah,
but people wouldn't have had as much money to spend. You know.
I learned afterward that he was making between $7 and $10 a week.
A week,
A week.
$7 to $10 a
He
week.
was buying a house and raising 2 boys, and I don't know how in the world he did it.
No, no. Did you ever go hungry?
No. Never
Did they
was.
have a garden and
Oh, we had 2 gardens.
2 gardens? Mm-hmm.
Old maid school teacher lived south of us.
What was her name?
Olga Beck.
Olive?
Olga.
Alda, A-L-D-A, Beck?
O-L-G-A.
Olga. Olga Beck lives, an old maid lives south of you, okay. And,
She didn't put out her garden, so we had 2 big gardens. We had several fruit trees in our backyard. We had 5 cherry trees, 2 peach trees, 2 plum trees,
well,
2 apple trees.
well, you ate well then.
Well, we picked all that fruit, and my
Right.
mother canned it all.
Right. Now, there were farmers around who grew the grain, so you had flour.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We had flour. Of course.
And eggs. Did you have chickens?
No, we didn't have chickens.
didn't.
My brother and I raised rabbits.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you eat them?
No.
Oh,
they
you
were-
didn't?
They were pets.
Oh, well, we ate the wild ones.
I had a big buck rabbit. We called him Snowball.
Oh,
I'd let him
big
out,
white one.
out in the yard. He'd just run around there. He wouldn't go anyplace. He'd stay right there.
You didn't have to put him on a leash?
Oh no. One day the neighbor's bulldog took after him, and I started running trying to catch him. But I couldn't get him. But that rabbit judged his distance from that dog, and when he got just the right distance, the rabbit went up on his front feet and kicked with his hind feet. He caught that bulldog under the chin and just knocked him rolling.
Really? Wow.
The dog went yep, 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 and went home.
Don't you wish we'd have had hand cameras then?
Well, that was fantastic.
Yes.
That rabbit just caught him just right under the
Yeah.
chin, just knocked him rolling.
Well, now, you had brothers.
One brother,
One brother, and that was
Richard.
Dick.
Dick.
Okay. And his wife, I believe, was Edna.
Edna.
Edna. I
They're
remember
both
Dick
gone.
and Edna. Yeah.
Both gone now.
Yes. Okay, so you, and was he older or younger than you?
3 years older.
3 years older, so you had a big brother.
Mhm.
Okay, so what were your games in those days?
Well, we spent an awful lot of time right back in here. Wildcat
It was
Creek.
all at Wildcat Creek, yeah, right.
We went swimming back in there. There was a nice swimming hole.
Yes.
Of course, the water snakes would come up. We'd have to chase them away.
Yes, right.
But yeah, we swam down there a lot.
Okay.
And we'd swim up below the dam. We didn't go above the dam. It's too deep up there.
Oh, you didn't? Uh-huh.
But we'd swim below the dam.
Okay. It was a lot deeper then?
Oh, below the dam was probably 8 feet deep.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But above the dam, of course, was much higher.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't swim up there.
Do you happen to, let's see, did we find out when the bridge was torn down, the new one fit in? That was 1920 something. You don't remember that happening, so the new one was there probably when you were born.
Well, I remember when this bridge was put in, but this is the second concrete bridge that's been there.
Okay. How old were you then?
Oh, this one's only been there 20, 25 years maybe.
Oh, okay. You were a grown man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, how about school?
Well, I started school here when I was 5,
At the Burlington,
Burlington.
which was just elementary then?
No, it was high school.
It had a high school too?
Oh, yeah, it was high school. I've got diplomas here from Burlington High School. And I went to school there until during the Second War. My dad worked at Allison's
Oh,
out west of Indianapolis. At,
yeah.
where was that, Plainfield? It got so they couldn't get enough gasoline to drive back and forth from here, so we moved to Indianapolis. And my brother and I stayed here, finished the semester. I finished my first semester of the 8th grade here,
Well,
and then we moved to Indianapolis on Christmas Day. And I
how long were you in Indianapolis then? Did you finish school there?
No, I finished 8th grade in public school 39, and then 9th grade I went to Arsenal Tech, and then we moved back to Burlington. I went back here and sophomore through senior year.
Oh, okay, so 10th through 12th at Burlington.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you and you say you even have your diploma from Burlington. Well,
Well, it's not my diploma, but it's diploma is showing
that's showing
what they used.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you had big city experience as well as little Burlington.
Oh, yeah.
What, I'm sure there was an adjustment. Of course, you were a child when you moved to Indianapolis, but coming back from Indianapolis after graduating high school in a big city, what kind of adjustments did you have to make in Burlington then? Then did you go on to school or did you go into a career?
No, see, I came back here. I just had my freshman year at Tech. And then I came back here for sophomore through senior.
At Tech?
No, it's here.
Oh,
I
Tech.
was only
now-
at Tech 1 year.
In Indianapolis?
In
You were only there 1 year? Okay,
Well, half a year, half the 8th grade in
yeah,
elementary school down there.
yeah, 8th
And
through
then
first year of high school.
freshman was,
So sophomore,
Yeah.
10th, 11th, and 12th, then you finished at Burlington.
was here, right.
Okay. Did your 1 year experience in Indianapolis influence you in a way that you remember?
Oh, I enjoyed it. We had a lot of our friends who'd come down and spend a weekend with us maybe. We'd take them downtown and show them the whole downtown. You know, it was perfectly safe back then. You wouldn't do that today.
No,
But we
but
just
you
kids.
could do that then.
Just kids, we'd go downtown and show them the whole downtown and
Of Indianapolis.
of Indianapolis.
Yeah, that was a big city, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you come back here and finish school here, and then,
I graduated when I was 17, and with the help of my granddad, I got a job as a full-fledged carpenter. Both my granddads were carpenters, and during my, between sophomore and junior year, I helped a cousin build a house here. He was an excellent carpenter. and
Really?
I learned a lot from him.
now, where was that house, do you remember?
Yeah, it's up on the corner of, it's the last corner in town.
Stockton and the back street, Jackson?
Jackson Street.
Jackson and, now Stockton
I think that is Stockton.
is, it's
No?
where this building used to be. This building was moved from Stockton Street down here.
Now, this building was built.
Was
moved-
it a house?
No, this was a way station for the, I can't even think.
What, south of here, something south of here?
No, it was somebody help me out.
A way
Michigan Road.
station for,
Pardon me?
Michigan Road.
Well, Mason Road ran this way. but
Yeah.
The,
Burlington to Lafayette Road.
was there a business that it was a way station for? Or a road? Was it Jerkwater Road that goes to Cutler?
no,
No.
no,
Wasn't that far south?
oh no.
Is it a stagecoach route?
Pardon me?
A
Think it was.
stagecoach route?
Stagecoach,
Yeah.
there you
Oh,
go.
I think it was.
really?
The stagecoach came through here to Burlington.
From where?
I don't know for
Cutler?
sure. No, it came up through Lex.
Lex.
And
Okay.
further south than Cutler.
Lake's a suburb of Cutler.
Yeah, right.
No, Cutler's a suburb of Black.
So they had stagecoaches?
This was a way station
Yeah.
where they would,
For the stagecoach.
yeah.
They had to
In
wait the
1930.
coach.
No, I mean, they'd stay overnight maybe here. See,
Oh.
they'd only travel so.
Like, this was a stagecoach inn. I guess they
Yeah.
would have called this a way station then, right?
Yeah, the stagecoach inn, that's what I was trying to
Okay.
think of.
Okay, and there was one west of Lex.
No, I don't know that there was. The stagecoach line came in through Lex.
Came in through Lex, but where was the inn? The stagecoach inn?
I can't tell you.
In Burlington?
This was it, yeah.
I think there were two roads intersected there at Lake's.
Yeah,
Now, this is interesting because maybe this was this building before they moved it up here. Because it was on Stockton Street, wasn't it?
No. No, it was on, it'd be 8th Street. It was just, where,
2
where-
blocks
where
short of the
old-
Methodist Church.
Where the old bank building is. That's part of Barnard Lumber Company now. But the old bank building is still standing.
Mhm.
That's where this building was.
This building was moved from where Barnard Lumber
They
is.
said that before.
Well, where the bank building is on
Where
the
the bank
corner. This faced the north
remember that.
because the stagecoach line came in from the west.
Mhm.
Yes.
And the back end of Barnard Lumber Company is where they kept the horses overnight.
My
Really?
gosh.
Interesting. Did we know that?
Do now.
Today, there's a motorhome parked on that lot. You can rent the space to park your motorhome in the summertime.
No, this
You get back
was
from Florida.
the back of Barnard.
I know, Barnard Lumber Company, the
Yeah.
back end.
The
Right,
back end.
yeah, right now, that's a lot where you can rent the space to park your motorhome.
No, this was part of the building.
Oh, it was actually a part of the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Later, there was a blacksmith shop in there. But that's where they housed the horses overnight.
Okay.
Kinda like a livery stable.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they kept the horses there overnight.
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. Very
Rent a
interesting.
car.
That connects.
And
Pardon?
this was in 1930s?
What year would this have been? You were in school, what year?
Gee, what are we talking about?
When it was this livery stable, the Stagecoach Inn.
Oh, well, this was before my time.
Okay, the livery stable was before and the Stagecoach Inn was before
Yeah,
you remember.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know just when
So,
this.
pre,
yeah.
you started remembering, let's see, when you went to school in 1934, you were 5. So this would have been pre-1934.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This was there. I had a long time situating this building because they told me it sat on that lot. But that lot isn't wide enough for this building. But come to find out, this faced the north because the stagecoach line came in from the west.
So this building didn't sit this way when
No.
it was there?
No, it sat
The
faced
front of it faced north?
north toward the Dinner Bell Restaurant.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, we didn't know that, did we? That's very helpful.
Yeah, my brother and I kind of traced that down. My brother was a pretty good historian. He
Really?
looked into things like that, but together we got it figured out.
Does anybody have any pictures from back then? We didn't have cameras handy like we do
No,
now. but-
not that I know of.
Okay, haven't seen any that you know of.
No,
That would be interesting to have one, wouldn't it?
yes.
And did you happen had it already been moved? Or did you see it moved when they moved this building?
When they moved it down here, oh yeah. Yeah, I saw it moved.
How did they do that?
I think it was Helvey Moving Company in
That sounds
Florida.
about right. He did a lot of moving.
Pardon me?
That sounds about right. He's well known for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Helvey moved a lot of things around here.
Now, what they have besides just farm-owned tractors?
Well, they have their version of recycling. Instead of tearing something down and ground filing it, you
Oh, they
recycle.
tore it down and moved it
Well, instead of
Somewhat
tearing
in
buildings
pieces.
down, you moved them.
in pieces.
That's their version of recycling.
No, they didn't tear this down.
No.
They just picked it up and moved it down
The,
here.
as one building.
Yeah.
They may have taken off a porch or columns or.
Well, yeah, the front porch was added later.
Okay.
There wasn't any front porch on it when it was over there.
No porch when it was there. Okay.
That was added after it was down here.
Okay.
Did you see the inside of the house?
No, I never saw the inside until it was here.
Okay.
A girl in our class at school lived here,
Oh.
and we have class parties, different houses, and I was in here for class party.
Okay, now you probably remember what year of class that was when this girl lived here.
Well,
How old were you then?
I was probably like a junior in high
Junior.
school.
So 11,
So I graduated in 47, so that might have been 45, 46.
1945 to 46. This building would have already been moved.
Oh, yeah, it's been here for years.
You don't remember when it was moved?
No, it was moved probably before I was born.
But you
Oh.
saw it. being moved.
I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
But see,
But you remember seeing it down there?
no,
Oh, you don't?
oh no. No. That bank building was built. See, they moved this out when they built the bank building. And I forget when that bank building was built. 1920s, I think. So I think this was probably moved down here in the 20s.
Okay, so it would have been before you were born.
Yeah,
Okay,
before I would remember at least.
okay.
I don't remember ever being up there.
Okay. Now, what else do you remember about living in Burlington when you were in high school? Did you go to church?
Oh yes.
Where was
Yeah, I
that?
was born and raised in the Methodist church.
Okay. That church was established in 1934, so it was a new church when you were 5 years old.
I think.
No, it was, yeah, you were 5 years old when it
It was built.
built. 1934 is when it was built. I'm a member there now, and our directories have that date on it.
Oh well, I thought it was older than that, but that may be
Well,
right.
the church probably was there. I mean, the church body, the people. But that building was built in 1934.
Okay.
But from the time you could remember, it had been there.
Oh yeah.
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 Okay. All right. So you went to church at the Methodist Church, and any special memories or pastors or activities that you remember there?
Well, we lived across the street from the parsonage. So
Yes. Right.
we always knew the ministers real well.
Yes.
We had some excellent ministers. One of them taught me how to drive.
Is that right? Well,
That was Don Fleener.
Fleener?
Fleener,
Yes, I see that in the
F-L-E-N-O-R.
directory.
I was in San Francisco one time. 4 of us got a pass to go into San Francisco. We were there getting ready to go to Korea.
Well,
And 2 of them wanted to go to the bar and drink. And I said, I don't want to waste my time in a bar. I want to see the sights.
mhm.
Another one had relatives there, so he went to see his relatives. So I was all alone.
Mhm.
But I walked that whole city of San Francisco.
Did you?
Well, I had been there once before.
Had it?
And I walked down to Fisherman's Wharf and
Yeah.
walked to Chinatown, and
Yeah.
I walked the whole town.
I had to wait there 5 days to get a ship to Guam,
Oh, did
joining
you?
my husband. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he was stationed on Guam.
Yes, San Francisco is
Beautiful
a
city.
beautiful
Yeah.
town, yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's, I'm afraid it's changed a lot now.
So Pastor Fleener taught you to drive. That's interesting because our current pastor, Mark Miller, his wife, Judy, teaches driving ed at Wainwright School where she is a librarian.
Oh,
So she's teaching kids to drive. They live in the parsonage here in Burlington. And at night, she's teaching teenagers to drive. How would you like to be in a car with teenagers these days? But that's interesting. Any other memories of your church affiliation? Were you baptized there?
oh yes,
Okay,
yes. We were just active in the church,
yes.
everything that was going on.
Oh, yes, that was a big part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Still is. How about civic organizations? Did you join Boy Scouts or 4-H or growing up, what did you do other than school and church and home and family.
They didn't have a Boy Scout troop here until when we moved to Indianapolis. We joined the Boy Scouts down there.
Oh, you did?
And while we were there, then they formed a troop here. When we moved back, then we transferred to Burlington troop.
Uh-huh, good. So they wasn't started when you moved back here then, when you were a sophomore.
Yeah.
So you were in Boy Scouts in high school. Anything else, any other organization you belong to as a student or?
A little later than that, they had the Merchants Association,
Merchants Association.
and I was president of it for a few years. Then the community club was formed.
Oh, do you remember when that was?
I can figure it out. It was formed to bring Dr. Van Kirk to Burlington.
Van Cook.
Van Kirk.
Van Kirk, I've heard that name. You've heard
Dr. Van Kirk.
Dr. Van Kirk?
The community club was formed for that purpose. They bought a house here and then brought Dr. Van Kirk to town.
Where did he live?
Well, originally they lived on the corner of, that'd be 4th
Where the
and Michigan.
Church of Christ is?
Yeah, right across
And-
the street.
Oh, on the west side,
Yeah,
across the street.
and then later they moved up into a house south of Barnard Lumber Company.
South of the lumber company,
On the corner there.
on the highway?
It was a smaller house,
Okay.
so they moved up there.
Now, Bud and Janice Anderson lived across from the Methodist Church on that corner.
Yes.
Was it a block farther than that?
Yeah, is it on this side of the block?
This side, okay. All right, so he always was on Michigan Road.
Yeah, Michigan Road.
Okay. Okay, so the community club was formed. Do you remember when they started the park then?
Now, I can't give you a date, but the community club, once they served their purpose and brought the doctor to town,
Yes.
then they wanted to get rid of it. So we merged the two organizations. So I was president of the Merchants
Oh,
Association.
so the Merchant Association and the community club joined,
They merged.
merged,
And
okay?
then I was president of the community club for a few years.
Oh, okay. Where was Dr. Van Kirk's office?
In the Masonic Hall, the north half of the Masonic Hall.
Was it the Masonic Hall then?
Oh, yes.
Okay, but it was in the north half. Okay.
Well, that was up until he built a new one up on, well, they lived in a nice, they built that nice house
On the highway.
on the highway, and then he built the office right back of it. So he had the office up there then for the last few years.
On the west end of the house?
No,
On the north?
separate,
Separate, but was west,
separate building.
west behind the house?
Yeah.
West of the house, okay. Okay, you said you built the Burlington Clinic. Or you helped build it.
Well,
When